everyone. Today I am making butter mochi and I want to talk about a couple of revelations that I have come across while living life. And I guess it's part of this sort of, I don't know, I guess I have like a lot more time to think about things and like dwell on things, even though I've always been like an overthinker. But the last week or so there have been a couple of lessons that have sunken in. You know when like you know something for a fact, like you know that's how the world is and how the world works, but it doesn't really like sink in for a while. Maybe you have to listen to the lesson a few times, or maybe you have to, I don't know, go through an experience before it really makes sense to you and like it really like becomes part of who you are. I feel like that's what is sort of happening to me. I'm gonna make butter mochi today and I've never made this before, so it'll be interesting because I usually make, no, I don't know, sometimes I make recipes I already know, sometimes I don't. It looks really yummy, so I wanted to make it. So I've always been a fan of habits and habit making, and I've always known that achieving goals is a direct result of your habits and what you do every day, and doing something consistently means that you get better at it, means that it frees up your mental capacity to think of other things and to solve problems. I love reading about habits, I love having ideas about habits, I love making plans, and I don't know, it's just like, yes, we're going to do like a 30-day workout plan, or yes, I'm going to start waking up early and writing 500 words a day. And I don't know, I just get really excited about that stuff. Is that nerdy? A little bit, probably. I don't know. It's just who I am. But I'm not always the best at executing them. I try, I get excited about it for a week. Inevitably, I get bored and something sidetracks me and I get a new idea about something else, and then it's this new big thing, and then I'll make a plan for that, and then I'll do that, and then, I'll do workouts, but then I get tired, and who wants to do a workout when they're tired? And so inevitably, it stops. I'm not great, okay? Let's just say I'm not great at sticking to habits. Even though I love them, even though I read a lot about them, even though I listen to a lot of things about them, I'm not great at them. Despite the fact that I don't stick to these things, despite the fact that I fall off the wagon many times, I feel like I've achieved enough, because at the end of the day I've tried, and I take these little steps and I learn from them, and then I move on to the next thing, which is fine. I accept that I have been able to achieve a lot of the things that I've wanted to, despite the fact that I'm not good at consistently doing habits. But then, my husband told me, or said something the other day. He wanted me to do something for Ella, and he said, I didn't do it because I like doing it, I do it because it's my responsibility to do it. And I'm like, wait, so I don't do habits because just because I like them, or they're fun, or I think they'll be good for me, or some other reason, but it's just, I just have to do it because it's my responsibility to do it now. And now I'm an adult and I have responsibilities, scarily, and a child to look after, and this is what God has given me, and in order to live my best life and to live up to those expectations, I have to do these things consistently and on a daily basis, because it's my responsibility. I don't know, it just felt like a mind-blowing moment, and I was like, it's not about whether I like it or not, it's just how it is. And it sounds like a little bit depressing, but that's not really the point. The point is, it's just part of my identity now, it's just what I do. And I feel like he takes that on board a lot better and easier than I take things like that on board. Maybe just because he's a better bloke than I am, or maybe just because I'm still trying to find my way, and I'm still learning and growing and figuring things out, which is fine. I have come to terms with that, and I enjoy being a person who can learn and grow and continues to be a person with that sort of identity. But yeah, I feel like it just clicked and I was like, oh, maybe I don't like things. Maybe even if I get bored of things, my reason to keep doing them is because it's my responsibility to keep doing them, and so I'll keep doing them. It was just really simple, and I don't know, it just really sunk in at that point in time. So that was like the first part of my epiphany, and the second part for me was all these habits that I'm trying to build. I feel like, I don't know if it's social media or just the way we are, you know, we want that instant gratification. There's a part of me that's always known that it takes longer to get results, but there's a bigger part of me that still expects results fairly quickly. 1 week or less would be preferred. But that's just not the case. And it's actually taken me this time to realize that actually, you know what? It's not going to take me 2 weeks or 30 days. And that's generally, you know, 30-day challenge is my sort of go-to time period, which I never get to, by the way, but that's just what my expectation is. It's actually these things that I want and how I want my life to look and these big picture things that I want to achieve. It's actually going to take me years, possibly even decades. And this whole idea of life and goals being a marathon, of just showing up week after week and then like after 10 years maybe, oh gosh, that's very terrifying. But yeah, that's the way life works, that you do the work for days and days and weeks and years on end, and then you see something, right? Hopefully something great. So clearly still trying to wrap my mind about this epiphany. But I think that's the overall gist, that I guess it's okay to take little steps. It's okay to take baby steps. It's okay to skip a day here or there, but as long as I keep going and know that in the long run, in the big picture, things are going to take me years and years to achieve. It's kind of comforting and scary all at the same time, but it helps me put things in perspective at the end of the day. Like literally with YouTube, it's going to take me like, I reckon at least 5 years to see any sort of tangible results. With my artistic skills, I reckon maybe 2 years at least. And like, I feel like I'm making progress slowly. But then like there are moments that I'm going to feel like I'm going backwards too, and that's okay. That's life. Over the years, we just can go back and forth, and some days you'll make progress and some days you won't. But if you keep going at it, I do have faith that things will happen. It just will take longer than you think it will. And I guess that's pretty much all I had to say today. Just be patient. If you keep at it, things will happen. And have faith that they will happen. I feel like that's a key to all this, because there's always a degree of uncertainty because you don't know what life is going to look like in 10 years. But I guess that's the magic of it as well. And because you don't know, it's even more important to enjoy what you're doing at the moment, enjoy the work that you're doing. And sure, you're going to have results at some point, but the results are just like a tiny part of the full scope of work that you're going to have to do to get there. And every day that I get to draw and create and make things with my hands, like that is what I love doing, and that is the most important part. So as long as I can keep doing that, I'm happy. And yeah, it's going to take me 10 years or 20 years to perfect whatever I want to perfect, but I get to spend 10 years doing that thing. And of course there are going to be ups and downs, and I acknowledge that, and I acknowledge that it's going to be hard for different seasons in your life. It's even harder for people who have chronic issues. I think there are always going to be things that stop us from doing what we love, but if we can come back to it at the end of the day, even if we can do just like 5 little steps. My husband always reminds me to take small steps because, you know, I'm all for go big or go home, and oh, I don't think I meant to add that yet. Yeah, so doing habits because you're a responsible adult human being person that needs to do these things, and also knowing that life is a marathon, that habits are a marathon, that knowing you can make progress and you can also go backwards and you can go forwards, and that's life, and just enjoying the work, enjoying the day, enjoying the moment as much as we possibly can. Baking some food. That will be what I aim to do. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.